or like a treehouse or a fort.
Oh, that would be
Even a
so
pillow
good.
fort, man.
That'd be pretty. Is
There you
that
go.
is that next week's challenge? We all have to record from pillow forts.
From the playpen.
Challenges. You're like,
With the sleeping babies, so it's like a super quiet episode.
you're like.
I played this game.
I like how Trevor always likes adding challenges to just make things
Just
that little bit.
Right?
It's like you're that jerk in the leaky rowboat with a drill.
Who wants to make this interesting?
Yeah.
Let's just speed it up.
Oh,
I
awesome.
don't fear for my life enough.
It's not fun if it's not dangerous.
Uh,
Alrighty.
I'm gonna tell your son that.
Yeah, that's fine. He lives that life already. So, oh man, the way he walks off stairs with such a plume, which I feel it's my fault because I hold his hand as he does it. So he's like, well, I could just whenever I walk off things, I'm always caught. Therefore, gravity doesn't apply to me.
He's
Woo!
like the roofer who always wears the harness, and then one day somebody doesn't give him a harness, but he's still just like, I'm just gonna do my thing.
I'm just gonna jump off and gently glide as I normally do.
Rappel down.
Yeah, rappel. He does the SWAT rappel down. He's like, whoa.
Oh, I've had a good run.
That'd be like the greatest thing to see on like a Yelp review for a roofing company, and it's like they did a pretty good job. But there's all these footprints on my vinyl siding. I'm pretty sure it rappels down the side of the building. Would use again if they use ladders.
Yeah, appreciated the '60s Batman reference joke. Did not appreciate the footsteps on the wall.
Yeah, yeah.
Fun fact: it was actually Adam West. Side work.
Hey, gotta pay those bills. Gotta pay those bat bills.
Bills. Bat utility belt takes a whole nother meaning.
Oh, God. Oh, come on.
Oh,
Or somebody has something they can ding. I am in a bunker. The adult beverages are poured and the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 1-month-old.
my name is Gavin.
Wait, hold on. I have a one. Jesus, sorry, I have a 1-year-old.
Wow.
Are you in a time bunker?
Being interrogated. His story doesn't match.
Yeah.
Wow, I have a 1-year-old.
Trevor's been replaced by a replicant.
Sith.
Are you good, Trevor? Well done.
1-year-old.
My name's Gavin. I have a 10-month-old.
And I am Geoff. I mean, Jeff. I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
That's a good start. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'll apologize on my behalf for my audio and video. I am currently traveling for work and managed to forget a couple necessary cords. Therefore, this is the mobile version of myself, and I've found the best possible location in the place I could. Very, very scenic. I'm in beautiful Ottawa, in case you can't tell.
Literally a room with a chair. It's weird.
And some very severe lighting.
Yeah.
I like this big elaborate story to let people know you're not in a holding cell.
Yeah. You had to do the stream. You had one phone call.
Yes.
One phone call.
Question officer, can it be a video call? All right.
All right. We're in business.
Anyways, gentlemen, how was your week in fatherhood and gaming?
Mine pretty good. Playing Doom, digging it. And haven't really done much with the Steam sales, or the PlayStation also has a mid-year sale going on too. As far as fatherhood, pretty good. We went to the park today. That was a lot of fun. No real big news bits, just really fun week. We're zipping around the apartment, having fun. We got a baby gate now, which is really handy. And it's one of those pressure fit ones that you just pop off and remove. So sort of like we have varying ways of corralling her and how much freedom she gets. Did a bit of baby proofing today, just upgrading our proofness, and realizing that some of the walls in our apartment are made of like saltines and rocks. So
Oh, that's always good.
yeah, anchoring into that stuff is kind of weird. So I've got some head scratching to do. But luckily, the furniture that needs to get anchored is like she's still a good like 2 feet of growth before she could really do anything that dangerous. So, but all the big nasty stuff's mostly anchored, and if not, it's not even anywhere remotely close to where she plays. But wow, yeah, baby proof, and especially in a place that's like I'm used to drywall and studs. But like with old apartment buildings and that, some of the building materials that are like I hit one wall where it was like a half inch of plaster, a half inch of styrofoam, like polystyrene, and then just cement. And it's just like, what do you? It's like how? It's like it's not even like sheetrock where I could use an anchor, and even if it was, there's only a like tiny bit of clearance, so it's like the anchor won't have room, and it's just like, oh, you're killing me. So that's like the only big dad snag of the week is just banging my head against walls that are made of materials that are just make no sense to me.
That cannot sustain headbanging whatsoever.
Apparently, no. Maybe I should just, yeah, if I just put the bolt into the wall that way, that ought to do it. But,
All I picture is you like just inserting the anchor and it goes into your neighbor's place.
Yeah.
And it's just.
yeah,
Whoops. All right.
it pushes the anchor out on their end.
All the picture frames fall down.
The other TV just plummets to the ground. Sorry.
You just have to rotate. So one week you get nice things hung up. Next week they get nice things hung up.
Yeah.
You coordinate around family visits.
Just have shared pegs.
You got to survive. Jeff, yourself, how was your week in fatherhood and gaming?
Fatherhood was pretty interesting. We went to a Canada Day celebration at a buddy's house. He had a big field party, and it's the first time we've done that with kids. So, parties have changed that way.
Back from, as in, is that an old man saying? As in, like,
That's an
back
old
in
man
my
talking
day?
right now. Yeah.
Back in my day when we had
Back in
field
my
parties?
day, I would get ripped. No, it was slightly different. So my buddy had set up fireworks and stuff for the kids to enjoy, but you know that kind of took place late at night at around 10. So having the kids run around all day out in the field, you could pick out the dads that would get stuck with all the free range kids. So I was one of them. I had my turn. So if you're out by the swing set, just by chance talking to somebody, all the kids will, kind of congregate around the swing set, and then all of a sudden you're responsible for 8 to 10 kids, as their parents would be like, oh, no, can you wait a minute? I need to go refill a drink, or I'll get a burger. You want anything? I'll bring it back, and then they disappear. So then, you're standing there for a while for your 30-minute hour shift, and then you're like, I don't know. Somehow you have to pass the buck.
It's like
That
hot
was,
potato, but instead of just potato, a sack of potatoes.
Yeah, because you want to break.
6 of them.
Well, there's and the kids seem to multiply. Like they come out of the woodwork. Like there's just more that appear.
Just
as
like
people come to the
feral
party.
in the woods.
Yeah.
It's just the conversation the parents are having. Okay, Susie, you see that sad-looking man beside the swing set?
Yeah.
Go
That's
give him
where
a
you can
friend.
go play. Go.
And usually that's not advice you want to give a kid.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no circumstance.
Whoops.
Most circumstances wouldn't suggest that to your kid, but field party
Yeah.
ain't no
Often.
party like a field party.
Nope. So
Get
yeah.
back in the car. Yeah, you have fun, kid? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Everything I told you on that field, I need you to go ahead and forget.
You need like the Men in Black like flash. Just forget it. Just erase it.
Yeah. And
Um,
their kids.
So that was different. That was my different experience at a grown-up party, I'll call it. I don't know, a dad party? I don't know. And in terms of gaming, I bought Crypt of the Necrodancer.
Oh, nice.
It was
Necrodancer?
Necrodancer. It's
Nice.
so addicting.
It's like a music rhythm roguelike, right?
It's a rhythm roguelike dungeon crawler. and you can't stop playing it. It's on sale on Steam, of course. It just got released for iOS too, but on Steam it's a lot cheaper. Well, $3 cheaper. It's like $4, and you tap to the beat, right? So there's a soundtrack, and you have to tap to the beat, and that's how your character kind of moves. And you have to, if you keep the rhythm, like you have the strength, and if you can hit the enemies as they move, so they move in a different rhythm towards you, and each enemy has their own pattern. So you have to kind of like almost dance around them to get them. And if you miss a beat, you can't act. So you can't, swipe your sword or pull a magic spell or whatever. So it gets really like you're really into it. So I've played the first, well, I would say few levels, but it's randomly generated. But I keep dying. You go back, you kind of power up and go back in. But once you get out of it, you find yourself doing the same rhythm to like websites. You're just like scroll, 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 scroll.
He's just sleeping as like his foot is like just like tapping out, like.
And it's totally like vibrant. It's like just all the lights go off, and if you're in like a good rhythm, there's like a disco floor that appears on the dungeon floor. So it just gets you into it. And my kids have walked by when I've been playing it, and they're all into it too because it's just pixel art, so there's nothing in there that can harm them maybe. But they're all into it too. So it's something that they can play and have fun with. So it's just it's a fun game.
I might have to check that one out. I've been eyeing it up for a while, but I actually haven't really chatted too much to anybody who's like people I've talked to mostly like, yeah, it's fun, but I've never had anybody describe it with such enthusiasm. So I think I might be sold on that.
Yeah. It's a good
distraction,
right? So
especially from the kid angle, it does sound like something like a kid could have a blast at, and a nice little introduction to roguelikes as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's neat.
I discovered that my daughter likes like Latino music and like salsa music and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. She loves it. I don't know. Like I was watching a show and it came on, and then she was just like, "What?" So then I turned one of the. Yeah, we have like.
What are these feelings in my heart? I just must.
And
I must move.
Like she'll start like clapping and stuff, and it's just like, oh wow, okay, she likes it. All right. Fair enough. So I'll put that on sometimes. We have like with our TV, there's like the radio stations on the TV, and there's a station on there. It's just like nothing but that, and she just totally digs it. She's like, yeah. So like I discovered that yesterday, and Lindsay comes home from work, and it's just like, yeah, it's just my little baby's just boogieing to salsa music, and she's like, okay, all right. So that's what we've been doing all afternoon.
So the daughter of an Irishman has terrible Latin heat, from what we're understanding.
Yeah. And if she discovers any rhythm, she did not get it from me.
It's funny that you mentioned that though, because my son went to a home daycare for about like a year and a half or 2 years, I guess, and she played a lot of Latin dance stuff. Yeah. So I know like. There's this super popular one that we played all the time, and you played it in the car with the windows down. Hilarious looks, like like for lack of a better word, the whitest family just rocking out to this.
Yeah, I thought you were shirtless for a while there, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fun too, like because there's things that we sort of like we hear all the time or we experience, like. Whether it be things that we see or hear or whatnot, and like because we're just, old farts that have been just bombarded with sensory overload for decades. Seeing that stuff again for the first time through them is all really kind of cool because it's like they're like, "Oh, this is really neat." And you're like, "Yeah, you know what it is? Like, why did I not pay more attention to this before?" So I think that's one of the things I've been really digging about fatherhood is just that like forced review of things that I've long since sort of like made my knee-jerk reaction and moved on. It's kind of like kids really make you look at it again. You're like, yeah, all right, cool. You know what? Yeah, why not? We'll play this all day.
Go with it. Sure. Yeah.
It's like, yeah, SpongeBob is amazing.
Hey, like Jeff, did your kids get into any other rhythm games? I know that like it was during the peripheral craze. I mean, of course, there was Rock Band, but I mean, there was Donkey Kong bongos. There was one with the shakers with the whatever cat they brought back from the '90s, from Sega Saturn. So you could, like, the one I had, like, there's like shakers and like Roomba, not Roomba Cat, but
I think they
Was it
missed out
ATR?
on a lot of that stuff. It just wasn't the Donkey Kong stuff. I would have gotten them if I don't think they were of an age that they could really get into it. But they've played a bunch of stuff on Wii and at friends' houses, like the Dance Revolution stuff, just having fun. There's no way that they can complete some of those insane moves, but they
Yeah.
have fun with that stuff. And like honestly, to have like music in a game is totally how to introduce kids into video game. Just
Hmm.
with the bright visuals, the dance, like it's something they know and they can get into, and then they think it's fun, and then they want to do other things, and that's how they kind of take off and explore. But
and then
uh,
Dark Souls 3.
yeah, and like you meet the cold, dead world after high school, college, you're like, oh my god, now it's Dark Souls.
Yeah. Really, it's just, get them used to it.
Yeah.
Acclimatize them now.
Nice. Yeah, so myself there, so I followed through with the challenge on Age of Empires 2.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah, man. It's just funny because like it slowly won me over. When I started it, it was I just got this weird ass little map of these tiny guys, which are really hard to tell apart. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
this guy's a soldier, this guy's a
Yeah.
peasant. I'm like, sure, okay.
It's a 10-year-old game.
Yeah, and then I
So.
like but just I was like, all right, click, 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 click.
I'll
Next
stop.
thing,
I'll stop in a bit.
yeah, and then next thing you know, it
Five
just
more
kind of
minutes.
just keep,
5 more minutes.
Yeah.
yeah, it just really kind of eats up. And next thing you know, how do I get another barracks? Like, how do I get more gold? And just like, bing, 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 bing. And this is just like still like relatively. I haven't gotten to some of the advanced stuff.
Yeah.
I tend to find it a bit stressful. I mean, I manage people in my day job, and the thought of like I have to manage a whole another set of people in my recreation is a bit
Oh no.
daunting. Because I mean, what was great is I found the button that said find the next like idle peon or idle peasant.
Yeah.
That's an amazing button because I got like no clue. At some point, you have like 50 of the guys, and you're just like next guy. Like,
Yeah.
are all of you working right now? Like, are all of you busy? Like, are
It's
you
almost like
doing
you need that button in your job.
Yeah, I was about to say, don't
Oh,
confuse
that'd
it with real life. Just
yeah.
go out and forage.
Like,
Get me gold.
it's just linked to their browsers. It's like, okay, which one of you is not in a work tab right now?
Oh, but yeah, I could see this. I think in many ways I'd love to do a couple rounds of it where there's no enemies. Like,
Okay, yeah.
I was finding the threat of the best part is like the enemy kept like just sending a horse into my camp
So you're supposed to do? You're supposed to scout.
and just like poking around. I'm like, you get out of here, you jerk! Like, what are you doing? Get out of here! Leave me alone! I'm trying to work through these trees.
No, you gotta raid them. You gotta slaughter all the peasants before they start bringing in food. We should play online. I'll go easy.
No, we're not playing online. That'd be the most stressful thing ever. Anyways, I'm just poking around and like I think it'd be kind of fun to go a couple rounds with no enemies, so you could just build and like get through the different ages. Like there's a certain rewarding thing to it, and then as things progress, like then start to take on people and actually battle. But it's very. You could see how like concepts like, which is basically when I said it like that, I even had that thought. I'm like, well, that's like The Sims. Like that's how The Sims were created, basically, where it's like, give me some of that management stuff, but just make it like chill, just trying to survive life.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, it's like, can I just like fart around without the tornadoes and earthquakes?
Yeah.
That's great.
I'm sure that's a mod for The Sims, just the same.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, but no, man, and you can tell the other thing too is that like I had heard, I don't know if it's this game, and maybe you guys have heard that too, where there was one guy who has been playing this had a game going for like 20 years. Like he's had the same game going, and it might be the original Age of Empires.
Really?
Like he just never moved on. Like he started the game and it was, open ended, never end.
Yeah.
And he's just played it for like 10, 20 years straight. Same
Wow.
game file, just like keep.
God.
Yeah, and it's funny when you go, and I was reminded of that situation because when I started the game, there's like a plethora of options, tons of options. Who do you want to be? 50 types of humans, like 60 types of maps and resource allocations. I mean, if this was your jam, and you told me you've never played another game, like this is just, oh, I found it, I'm good. Like I could believe you. Like the amount of like crazy scenarios and depth you can get out of this one old rickety game, it's pretty astounding. Like you literally could not have another game. You'd probably be okay with this one.
See, that's when they developed games and cared. I'm just kidding. Like, you know what I mean? Like they gave you
Oh
they
god.
gave you a lot of it at once, right?
Yeah.
Not all of it was DLC or buy this, buy that. Like it's like this game could last you a few years if you wanted it to. I think my taste would
Yeah.
change after a while, but
At some point you're gonna want to shoot something, but
yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure even this one person's taking breaks.
I hope so. Otherwise, it's kind of a different.
man, I kind of want
Problem.
to link it in the show notes and see what happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, it came through. Good recommendation, man. That was like $3 in that Steam sale. That was a great
Yeah, man.
show. That's a great one. Even so,
So
that
get-
might be a great purchase for everyone.
Get Necrodancer for $4. There you go.
All right.
Follow it up.
That's-
Follow it up. Let's just do it.
So I'm gonna quickly move on to the beverage thing because the thing that makes my beverage cool this week is how it opens, and I'm really
Yeah.
thirsty. So
How it opens. Oh.
yeah,
There you
okay.
go.
So
You gonna have it mic'd up?
no, it's the top. It's got this really cool thing. Okay, so it's Tuborg, like Tuborg, German beer, pretty tasty, fun stuff, cold wet, good stuff. But all right, you see the tab? Let's get the light just right there. Now, see how it's got like this almost sardine can pull tab? So it's like an old fruit cup, and that's the lid.
That's
Is
wicked.
this thing, and then like you can just grab it, and then it just peels off.
Wow.
Screw top. It's like a little plastic widget, and it just peels away.
That's
And
crazy.
then you don't have that like with the twist off style where you have all those ridges. Like it's just
Yeah.
nice, smooth, comfortable to drink from. But yeah, I thought that was a really clever bit of beer engineering, and I wanted to share it. But I was also getting impatient that we weren't getting to our
Wait till the
beverages
end
this
of.
week.
That
Right to
looks
the end.
like it would be like incredibly satisfying. You know how like you peel
Very.
off like the static cling off an electronic? You're just
Yeah, it's like opening up one of those like really like those Del Monte fruit things. It feels
Yeah.
like that sort of like a can of tuna, but it's beer. So yeah, I thought
that'd be
like
kinda-
that, and that's why I thought we could use a live demo. Yeah, and Tuborg's also it's a satisfying beer. Like it's a good German beer. So
Yeah. I think that'd be interesting to see if that would
oh sorry,
take off or catch up because that pull tab thing.
yeah,
Because that's super convenient. Like that's fantastic.
Mhm.
You know, and what reminds me of is like when wine bottles first came up with the screw cap.
Yeah.
And at first, how cheap that felt because it's just like like wine, romance, like corks, like you gotta
Yeah.
like take that out. But then you used a couple screw caps, you're like, oh, this is so much better. This is so much easier.
apparently screw cap is like the norm in Australian wines. And like they've like a lot of them converted to it, and they're just saying how it's like it actually makes for a purer taste. Like you don't get any flavor contamination if you get a bad batch of cork. And yeah, it was it's kind of interesting how something when it first hit the market, everybody was very like anti-change about it, but then it's like no, this is great. And yeah, this Tuborg bottle it's a lot of fun. It's up there, maybe doesn't trump, but up there with the Grolsch
yeah.
hinge top.
Yeah.
I always like a good hinge top bottle. Those are always fun to open. But this is like a hinge top bottle without having to drink a whole hinge top bottle.
I was about to say, I'm like, I don't know how big that sucker is, but
Of my college days.
Yeah. So all right. So if we're doing beer there, Jeff, do you want to offer up yours for the week?
Sure. I just have a regular.
Ooh, Bark and Squirrel.
Yeah, I love Bark and Squirrel. Amazing beer. You can have more than one very easily. It's great on tap. wherever they have it. I have a few pubs that carry it. But in the tallboy, it's good too. Again, make it nice, cold, great on a summer day. Love it. Barking squirrel. I'm not sure where it's made though. Belgium.
What? I thought that was a local.
Oh no, that's the main company.
Hmm.
Looks like Brampton.
Yeah, I thought it was
Brampton is like the Belgian of Ontario, right?
I'm sure they'd like to think so. Sure.
But no, really good. Highly recommend. Doesn't have the hinge top or the Del Monte unscrewed
Yeah.
top.
Well,
Nice. So myself, I'm representing local as far as Ottawa goes, and it's actually for.
free.
I wish, man, I forgot to write it down. And if one of you fine gentlemen from with access to a browser easily might do a quick bit of research. So it's from Arch Brewing, Arch Brewing Co. And there's a hockey player from the Ottawa Senators that's associated with it. He actually runs it.
Oh. Newmarket.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm talking about the other one. Oops, sorry.
How many are you having?
I've really gone off the rails this week. I have a 1-month-old and I'm blowing my beer pick. I had two. There was two that I had offered up today, and the other one there's a. I think it's called Big Wreck Brewing, and it's from a player on the Ottawa Senators. He started up a brewery, and it's only really local here to Ottawa. That was also a delicious beer. So anything from Big Wreck Brewing up in Ottawa, Ontario, especially, and it's named after the guy whose nickname is Big Rig. I said wreck 3 or 4 times. Jeez.
Yes, you did.
Is it too
You
late
know,
to
I
start?
think that's why they put you in this room.
Yep.
Yeah,
This
like
room.
it's slowly being revealed to be a drunk tank because I can't see anything straight. Big Rig Brewing, named after the Ottawa Senator whose nickname is Big Rig. That's also delicious beer. The one I have in front of me is no idea. I'm going to try to show this. All right, let's try this again. There we see that. There we go.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So this one is Arch Brewing. It's called Dinner Jacket, which hilariously has a flannel T-shirt on it for those listening at home. Very funny indeed. And this is O-Red IPA.
You really crushed that can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did not survive very well.
I would say you almost wrecked it.
Where's that sound effect? We need that sound effect.
Yeah. So this one from Arch Brewing, Dinner Jacket O-Red IPA, really delicious beer, very smooth, a little bit of fruitiness to it, absolutely fantastic. And again, I think that's only local here to Ottawa. So should you be in this region, beyond, of course, Bose, Bug Tread, which is available more widely across Ontario, Big Rig, and now Arch Brewing. There's some delicious beers to sample up this way. But my choice of the week, Arch Brewing, Dinner Jacket, O-Red IPA.
Nice.
Did it.
Yeah.
Salvaged. Like a true professional.
Brought to you by Trevor Big Wreck Alexander.
Yeah. By name and by reputation.
Yeah.
So did anybody else finish? Did anyone pick up anything else on the Steam sale? As that is, geez, I guess that's still going until the 4th. Myself, I'd picked up, following Jeff, your lead, I picked up Firewatch.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, excited to play that guy. Yeah, man, I guess that's about it. Like, besides the Age of Empires and Firewatch, I don't think I really picked up that much from the sale. I guess the last week.
I think too, like I was looking at the sale and like there's some good stuff on there, but I still got a few things in my queue to work on. And right now, I've just really been enjoying what games I have on the go, and I'm starting a fair-sized project in the next week or so, and that's going to get busy. So it's like I kind of feel weird if I stock up on a bunch of stuff like a week before I really commit to a new project, that it's just going to be like just too much temptation. So yeah, like there was a few things, but nothing really like having me scrambling for my wallet kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I think I might pick up the remake of Grim Fandango
Oh yeah. Yeah.
because it's on sale right now with the PS4. Just because I remember really enjoying that game years back. So uh, I'm really hoping that eventually they do a full throttle re-release because that is still by far one of my favorite point and clicks of all time. But Grim Fandango is pretty awesome too.
Oh,
So I might pick
but
that up, and yeah, I'm thinking I might get Firewatch, but it's one where I'm also trying to decide if I want to get it for the PS4, so that way, like Linz and I can sit together and play.
yeah, as you get through the Grim Fandango, like keep us updated because I'm not sure if you were on, might have been one of the shows you were gone, but I had picked it up and I was trying to play it
Mm-hmm.
and I just couldn't.
Just couldn't get. Yeah, I think I remember you mentioning something like that. You just couldn't.
Yeah, and it might just be my limitation on it, but it was just there was a couple puzzles that felt like it was being really asinine about the choices, like it's being so clever and just wacky out there to the left field. I couldn't figure it out. So it
Yeah,
literally was take all the things and click them against all the things, and eventually you're going to solve it, as opposed to any real cleverness to it. But
yeah, yeah.
that was just mine. I'd be really curious to hear your take if you do end up spinning through it.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully, I'll get it. And hopefully, I'll play it. That's the most important one. Hopefully, I play it. Um, but yeah, no, I've been any time I've been able to. Oh, well, one thing that I've been enjoying that is not really game related, but it is sort of like just relaxed, chill time for myself related. I started watching that AMC series Preacher. I've been
Yeah.
digging it about an episode or two in, and it's. I was a fan of the comic, and I'm also a big fan of Seth Rogen, and he's kind of helming it. So it's got this really quirky sense of humor to it that the comic book had, like just a very, very dark sense of humor. And it's translating well, and it's definitely found a good home on AMC because they have a high tolerance for some of the, you know, depravity that happens in the book. There's some low bar stuff, but yeah, for the most part though, it's been enjoyable. So yeah, it's like I've been offsetting all the cute toys and stuff with like violent video games and TV shows. Uh,
I just bet
Just
AMC's thankful for anything beyond Walking Dead to
yeah.
fill one of their time slots.
Well, especially since like they lost Breaking Bad
Breaking
and
Bad,
uh, Mad Men, like both of those
yeah.
concluded. Better Call Saul is really good. I was a fan of Breaking Bad, and I started watching Better Call Saul, and that one's got a. I like it a lot actually. It's got quite a bit of humanity to it. But yeah, it's like they just like having anything added to the roster.
Yeah.
I don't think anything will ever come close to getting to Walking Dead fame, but it's still it's good to see them open to like, hey, here's all this revenue we've accumulated from Walking Dead. Let's invest in new properties. So I'm happy that it's not just all Walking Dead spinoffs.
It was just funny when they would always promote the next show that they want to get in. So it was always
Yeah,
like Low Winter Sun at the end of like Breaking Bad when it was like just finishing. It's like I'm not gonna watch Low Winter Sun. I'm not gonna. And then
yeah,
it just ends up being canceled because it was like I don't care.
yeah, yeah.
did you guys did you guys ever play the Walking Dead, the Telltale Walking Game, the Telltale Walking Dead series?
No.
Yes, Trevor. I tried it for a little bit. I didn't finish season one. I really enjoyed it, but it was one of those Steam games that just sort of got left by the wayside. But it is one that I want to get back into. One mechanic in it I really liked was that timing bar, where it's like you had to um, choose your response within a certain amount of time during conversations. So it's like you couldn't just Mass Effect let it sit for 20 minutes while you him and haw about your choice. Like there was sort of an anticipation from the person you're conversing with to give them a reply. And I thought that sort of added that stress to a conversation. Like I got to make up my mind. Yeah, sure, let's do it. Um, Another game that did that too was one called Alpha Protocol. And it was like a RPG spy game, and I enjoyed that one way more than I should have. Like all the reviews on it were fairly negative, but Alpha Protocol was really good. But yeah, that Walking Dead Telltale game, that was kind of the paradigm shift for Telltale games too. Because after they did that, there was like Wolf Among Us, um, and like now they're moving on to
They,
like Batman,
they did Tales of the
Borderlands.
Borderlands,
Yeah,
did they not?
yeah, yeah. And apparently that one was really solid too. Like they're doing a good job with these narrative adventures. They did a Minecraft one too, I believe.
Oh
Did
yeah,
they do Game of Thrones too, or no?
they did. You're
Yeah, no,
right.
I think they did. Yeah, they did. Some were hits, some were misses, but it was a Walking Dead one that was the big sort of shift to getting an audience excited for this sort of a narrative, choose your own adventure style of storytelling and gameplay and video game. Um, so yeah, it's exciting to see. Like I'm happy to see it. Like I don't play enough of them. I should play more of them, but I
Yeah, well,
just
two
yeah,
follow-ups for you actually then based on that. So you mentioned the Batman one.
yeah.
Do you think Batman will be suited for this? Like, will that work well?
I think if they play like the detective angle more, um, like rather than crime fighting, having more of a crime solving, and it looks like they're also going to be spending more time as Bruce Wayne. So that will give the player to explore more of that lore from that angle. Usually in a Batman game, you're always in the cowl punching people in the face, and that's been explored really well. But maybe if they get more into the intellectual side of Batman, that could be really interesting. That whole world's greatest detective, and treat him more like a Sherlock who can throw a mighty left as opposed to just a full-on bruiser. So I think that would it has some potential, and they do some good jobs with the quick time events and having them feel tense and a lot of adrenaline brought from that. So they can do some action stuff. Um, it just won't be like the Arkham games where it's like more of that rhythm, timing, counterattack stuff. It might be more of one-on-one fights, which even the Arkham games resort to quick time events. So you know, I think it has some potential.
Hmm.
It could do well. And plus, the
How
art style is really pretty. Like it's a moving comic. It looks really nice.
how about yourself, Jeff? Do you think the Telltale style could suit Batman?
Again, I think as kind of Gavin mentioned, if they do play up the more detective angle, that could work. I also think they're kind of successful too because it's really well played on like a mobile or iPad. Like it's well suited to that kind of medium as well,
Hmm.
rather than just a console or PC, right? You can get.
Yeah.
I think I tried the first episode of The Walking Dead um, on the iPhone when it was, I think it was free 1 month or a giveaway, and it was kind of neat because you could just play a chapter or
Yeah.
an episode and call it quits whenever you kind of wanted to, and pick up and play. So I think it will do well.
Right.
I do think that I don't know. It seems like they pick up a new license and they kind of run with it, which is good and bad. I hope they kind of innovate their style a bit too, because it just
It would
seems
be
like
nice to see them develop their own IP.
yeah, I agree.
That would be kind of it would be
Yeah,
fun to see their because the writers they have, the artists they have, the programmers they have, you know, especially even just their creative team, they do get a lot of mileage out of these existing properties.
yeah,
But I'd like to really see what would happen if some of those art leads were just kind of given carte blanche and just being like, yeah, just do it.
yeah. Spread your
Like
wings a bit, right? So
we've developed enough capital from all of our licensed stuff. Like we can invest into our own thing. Um, and hopefully they will. Like I think that would be cool. Like I do like licensed things, but right now like movies and TV and video games, everything's connected to a license or a sequel
yeah,
or a remake or reboot, and it's just like sometimes you get really hungry for something new, like something that's not connected to any of that, something that's just an original, brand new sort of exploration of characters. Last night, actually, my wife and I watched that movie American Ultra, and it was thoroughly entertaining. Um, because it was just something we neither of us had really seen before. It had elements of stuff we'd seen before, which made it kind of fun, but it was a new kind of take on that, and And yeah, it was a good time, but because it was something new, it was new characters, a new situation, a new story, a new plot. Yeah, so I think that's the thing. I think Telltale, they do a great job keeping faithful to properties, but you know, I think they've cut their teeth enough to
Yeah.
try making their own stuff now.
The last question to you both on that actually would be that style of game. Does it suit um, new father gaming? Like, is there enough stop and start points, or would you be able to get enough into that game, get enough out of that game in between, 20-minute nap sessions?
I think so, especially because from what I played with the first episode of Walking Dead, is because everything is very like time keeps ticking whether you make a choice or not. Um, it kind of promotes a bit of haste to your decision making. Um, like even though your choices have gravity, there's that sense of like, well, you got to make up your mind. And also the fact too that it's a very mobile friendly game, or
Mhm.
like their style. Like it is something where, let's say you're taking a subway ride into work, you can, you know, it's almost like the level design is designed for a chapter to take place within a certain span of time, because you only have so long to make your choices. That, with the exception of dying and having to replay, it actually forces you to get so much time done within so much time. Um, just how they're kind of like, all right, make up your mind, let's go, let's go, let's go, make your decisions, but be careful. So yeah, I would say that it would be um, well suited. If anything, like actually, you just asking that question has me really anxious to maybe boot up what Telltale stuff I've yet to explore that I literally have on my hard drive. Um, because when I first experienced it, I was pulled away from it by games that are no longer really conducive to a dad lifestyle. And maybe now that I'm a parent, games like this might better fill in those little gaps of time that I have.
Nice. Beautiful. I think that, geez, hearing you describe it like that too kind of makes me wonder about diving in because I have the Walking Dead series
Yeah,
in my Steam library. Just never did try it, but geez, damn it if it doesn't sound like something that might just fit the bill nicely.
yeah,
The only knock I would give against them is just the episodic nature of it. Because sometimes I'll wait it out until they have
yeah,
like a compendium of like all of the episodes strewn together. So I know that it's like if I start it, I know it's going to end.
yeah.
Versus I start it, it's going to end, and then it's going to be continued in a year or whatever.
It's the same reason why a lot of people wait for box sets of
Yeah.
TV shows. It's like, yeah, I'll just wait till it's done and then I'll just binge, you
Yeah.
know. And I think that's a lot of times how people feel about episodic content, because I think a lot of people have grown somewhat. Um, they tread lightly with it. They're like, okay, I'm not going to invest too much because things get canned a
Yep.
lot.
Half-Life started it,
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, we're still waiting, but it's never gonna happen.
Yeah, it's yeah. So I think we see, TV shows all the time. Like every season, come fall, there's like this big wave of new fun stuff, and then by December, the Hatchet Men come in, and like 80% of it's gone. So
Yeah.
do you invest too much into something just to have your heart broken? Or do you wait until like the Praetorian edition is released
Yeah.
and you have a full story beginning, middle, and end? And it's like, yeah, I agree with you, Jeff. Like I think with I think that's the other reason why I've avoided the new Hitman game. I love the Hitman series, and this one seems to be keeping true to form in the sense of exploration and
Yeah.
a variety of different approaches. But the episodic content kind of has me hesitant to invest right yet, because it's like, yeah, I'm gonna hang back. I
Mhm.
wish you all the best, and then let me know when you release a collector's edition, and I'll be right on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cheers and hopes from afar.
Yeah.
You succeed. I'll see you at the finish line.
You just hope that people buy it, right? Because I'm sure they're relying on that episode like revenue to carry the next like
And
development
that's what
stage,
has me
right? So
worried. Like, um, it's that sense of like you, you set sail before you have all the provisions for your journey.
yeah.
Or it's like you
Yeah,
don't
we'll
even.
fish on the way. Don't worry.
Yeah. Or it's like you don't have enough boards for the hull. It's like, yeah, we'll find wood. It's like you're not done. And it's that idea that they launch games now before they're seaworthy that has me kind of like, like I don't know. Like I could be wrong. Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, in the end. Yeah, it's a wild time. I mean, just because it's bigger, more ambitious projects, you get it more advanced. Like I think one game actually I had touched during the week, which was the Broken Age, which had been the big Kickstarter from Double Fine.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point, they decided to release part one. They decided to break it up and release part one. And it's just like, ooh, is that? Are you gonna give us part two? Like, are you gonna finish it?
Yeah.
Like, is this a hint that there's kind of issues? But they came through. I think they did fine. But yeah, it's the episodic thing is a little troubling, and especially with the Telltale one where it's so deep and narrative driven. This incredible story, and then if it lopped off, it didn't finish. It's just like,
Yeah.
man, what am I supposed to do now? It's like if Mass Effect like stopped at 2. Just let it float. Or Jeff's perfect example of Half-Life, like being left in the lurch.
Come on. I finished it like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Let's get episode 3. Let's do it.
Maybe in our
Yeah,
lifetime.
They can't now. But that's the problem. Like we can discuss that another time, but they can't. They can't release it. There's no way.
We'll
It's gonna
have a
be.
whole episode about Half-Life.
There's
Yeah,
no.
we don't want to uncover Jeff's pain there. You can just see there's like layers upon layers of sadness and disappointment that we don't want to dig into this week.
Another
No.
life. Yeah.
Yeah, don't pick that Band-Aid tonight.
Everyone, I think that makes for a wonderful time to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, once again for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you have any show suggestions or want to reach out with questions or ideas, you can find us at our website at newdadgaming.com. You can subscribe to the podcast on YouTube or iTunes or other podcasting services. Once again, this podcast is released weekly, and we can't thank you enough for listening. And apologies in advance for some of my stuttering this week. That was awful. Especially the beer pick. That's embarrassing.
Oh, you were adorable tonight, man.
Yeah, I'm just a riot.
Have you seen the sun
It's a white
in
wall.
like the last 48 hours? Like, is this just like isolation issues?
And I will state emphatically for the record. Damn it! I will state emphatically for the record, it is not drinks related. It is. I think it's sun, and it's been it's a bit of a rough morning with the sun this morning, so a little bit of sleep. Classic dad sleep deprivation. So honestly, it's not those beers. Which the problem is, like, it came up worse when I'm talking about beers.
Yeah.
And it's like
So
sure thing, drinky. Like, but anyways, I assure you, there's a lot more coherence. But you two were fantastic. So you put it on your back. Well done. Everybody, thank you once again. We will see you next week. And until that time, my name is Trevor, and I have a 1-year-old.
My name's Gavin. I have a 10-month-old.
I'm Jeff. I have a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and we'll start a Kickstarter for Trevor to get out of that room shortly after the show.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see. Hopefully I'll be here next week. We'll see what happens.
That'd be
Might get-
hilarious. Just like more things, just things scrawled on the wall.
Yeah.
Or it's just dark. It's like, yeah, they took the light bulbs.
Got no windows. No windows.
Going at you from the dark.
It's just like a low-angle Blair Witch Project shot of Trevor for an hour.
Right, yeah. Just spinning around in a chair. Just
Yeah.
Still not pronouncing beers properly.
Yeah. Next week he's gonna film from the woods.
We'll give start the live stream on you 24/7.
Yeah.
How's he doing?
Sure. Bro.
Twitch, perfect. Great, everybody.
There we
Have
go.
a good week.
See you.
Bye.
That was awful. Oh man.